Obviously, it's been a while since we played in Scotland. Last time was on Lawfolds. I'm not sure this tractor is going to be the bestest thing to run on the clamp. Oh dear, oh dear. It is struggling. Yeah, this is all sorts of issues, I guess. Come on. You can do it. I'm sure. Nope. Got it stuck again. Again, this is another issue with farm sim physics where it just, some things just don't play well. It's either silage clamp compaction or it's bales going rampaging across the field, so it's one or the other. Pick your pain. I guess the other thing, there are some, fermenting silos where you can just tip grass into a silo and it turns into what's the stuff? Silage as a manufacturing thing. Yeah, I could, and the other thing is I could put loader arms on this and just figure things out that way. Because I generally find if I've got loader arms on a tractor, I can often free myself in that situation. But we neglected to put loader arms on this. I don't have crop sensors on this tractor. I'm not sure I'm ever going to have crop sensors on this tractor at this stage. But we'll see. Okay. How many more rows have we got? We've got 1, 2, 3. So probably about 4 or 5 more loads of silage to drop, or chaff to drop. Yes. And if you watch Tom Pemberton, that's how he does it. He'll drive outside the silage bunker and push it in with the telehandler and then compact it. He didn't have the Class Axion last time, but normally he has access to a Class Axion 800 with a roller on the back made out of railroad wheels. And he'll compact with that, but he pushes with one of the telehandlers, usually I think the JCB. Okay, let's sneak down the side here and see if we can get stuck again. I think my door got stuck. Oh well. Now I can't move. Okay. Now hopefully I can move. No, I can't move. Good grief. Now I'm going to get out on the wrong side of the tractor and be stuck. Did that help? No, not so much. I think the trailer is now the problem. As well as being too close to the wall, and when it comes to getting in and out of the tractor. And I don't have another, actually I do have another vehicle I can tab to, but it's all the way down the store. Technically belongs to the store. I have, okay, so Cavalier has changed the way he does his maps. After we started on Maypole, he decided that if you're a new farmer, you get, all of the farms are set up and you get the starter farm. But if you're starting from scratch or farm manager, then you just get empty yards. So you have to buy the land and purchase the buildings you want on it. So this is not a default farm. This is, and I haven't deleted any buildings from this yard either. All I've done is I've started the game and I have bought the farm yard plot and added buildings to it as I see fit. And that's why Cavalier did it that way. It was so, because people said, yeah, when I start from scratch, I kind of want to, build my own yard. I don't want to have to go into a yard, try and delete buildings. Oh, I can't delete those buildings, but I can delete some of them. And he just said, you know what? I'll just give you an empty map. So there's no other yards populated on this map. And in a way, that is an advantage, because if I want to put an animal shed in my yard, I can. I don't have to worry about I've seen it with Court Farm. Someone tried to put a chicken plot in one of the other yards and he couldn't, because there were already 10 animal husbandries on the map. And so he was that's your limit, unless you add the mod on PC that allows you to have 64, which is kind of a lot. But otherwise you have to delete ones that are already there in order to make rooms for the ones that you want to place, and that's not such a easy thing to do. Okay, this is not going to work. So I think what we'll do is I'll drop that off. See if I can get through tractor on its own. Or not. And I'm now thinking that getting the Valtra Q was a better idea than actually considering the Valtra T, because quite frankly we've got an extra 2 tons on the Valtra T, I believe. There's definitely an advantage here. I think I am, in spite of the fact a weight might help in some ways, I'm going to leave the weight over there because I think it's grounding out on some of the chaff and just giving me grief. So, of course, if I had the money, I could go into the workshop and put some extra wheels on this, which may also help, but we don't have the money, and I don't think it's a good idea to take out a loan to put wheels on a tractor for right now. If we're taking out a loan, we're taking out a loan for equipment to make money. Anyway. have to reverse up to that. But I think I'm getting this flat enough that I can drive through. Some tractors have a hitch that will hitch to wagons at the front, so you can actually do a reverse hitch on them, but obviously not this setup. I'm guessing the hitch on the loading wagon is of a specific type, and there you go. I'm going to continue reversing out here. So I think that is maybe flat enough. So we can now drive through there if I'm careful. And done, and go. Keep going, come on. Well, I could get the tractor through. I can't get it through with the trailer. Oh, yes, we can. Yay. Alrighty, we're through. So maybe I reverse in from that end for the next trick. At least we know we're getting to the point where I can drive the tractor through even if I can't get everything else through. And this one keeps going from this end. Yes, and that's more a case of when I can afford a wheel loader. And having clamps that big, maybe a wheel loader is a better consideration than, say, a telehandler. Could probably afford the old Volvo one from the Platinum DLC. But I think right now I'm looking at what's going to come out in store sales that we can make use of. Crazy situation is we do have a Deutz Series 7 in the store sale, which I seem to end up with on every playthrough. I don't know what the deal with that is, but every playthrough. Deutz Series 7, which it's a nice starting tractor, especially in a store sale. But I've used it in every playthrough so far. Even the private playthroughs, I've ended up with a Deutz Series 7 because, oh look, it's 100,000 for a 200 horsepower, 250 horsepower tractor. And you could put loader arms on it, and it does all the things. And then we have a case, Luxem, I think, which is 117 horsepower maximum. And for my small tractor, I want something a little bit more meaty than 117 horsepower. Okay, this time I am going in backwards. Something. I'm going to try and get this straight. Come on, you can do this. I think my challenge here is obviously it's the trailer steers, so going backwards isn't always the easiest thing. I'm kind of glad I didn't get that super big loading wagon, because I really don't think this tractor would have managed it. Yeah, store sales is crazy this time. We've got this thing, and I've so much wanted this thing on a farm for ages, but yeah, I can't really justify the sort of the 350, 400 horsepower. We've got that, and we have got a JCB. That would be good, but it's another 50,000. We've got a 7R, and then we've got the Case Luxem. That's just too small for me, I think. And a fast track for 100,000. It's like, guys. Oh, and one of those as well. Gee. Oh well. Seems like the same equipment comes up every time I do a thing. Well, I guess I'm just going to have to accept it. We get what we accept. We get what we get. And we seem to get it every single time. Those La Campanella trailers we got, oh good grief, both sizes in the store sales with the last playthrough. I started off with the smaller one, which fit well with the Deutz at 250 horsepower, but when we got the John Deere 8R, that allowed me to step up to the big one, 30,000 litres. Oh, cows are tasty. Cows are inquisitive. In real life, at least. It's so funny to watch YouTube videos, real life YouTube videos, where someone has cows, because they just know things, and it's sort of, yeah, it's like what was it, Thursday or Friday? Friday's video Tom Pemberton put out, and they are having a nightmare with the weather. In the middle of August, it's raining almost solidly over there. And so he goes out to the back of the cow shed, and the cows are all standing there saying, hey, we want indoors, because it's not nice weather here, which is really amusing. I can't really say Glenleathann is the best at the moment, but there are features on this map which I really appreciate. So things like the hedges with collisions, and the roads seem wider. I'm assuming the roads are wider. And also there is a larger gap between the hedgerow and the edge of the road, which means I can take a sip of tea and not bounce off a hedge. But as for the rest of the map, not too sure at the moment. I appreciated the fact that the hedge along that farm track there makes the farm track kind of narrow, so you are doing, you have more what's the word for it, workable field area, but the hedge bends inward, so there's a little bit more room to turn.
Hi.
So that's kind of appreciated. It's something I've noted at court farms. So many people are having issues with that because the gates are narrow, and getting in and out of the fields is just painful. Okay, I think before we drop that, we will see if I can do some compacting. I'm now thinking I probably, oh, grief, look at that mountain. Kind of thinking I might do well to get a set of railroad wheels and driving up and down this. That was the 5-year-old saying hi, because he does that. But it seems like I've got to be careful with these clamps, because stuff does come out at the end. How much have we got in here? We got 337 litres. Although this end, it seems there's a hard stop on chaff getting out. The other end, not so much. Which I'm not sure the deal there, but we'll get this. I'm not even sure how well this is compacting, or whether it's just sitting at 49% as I drive up and down. I'm not paying attention. Oh no, there we go, 50. But a couple of ways of doing this is put doubles on the tractor, or haul the cart through the thing, which has done us quite well so far. Wheel weights can help, front weights can help, although front weights extend the length of the tractor and can cause you to get stuck more easily. And then putting big heavy, having a front loader can sometimes help, of course. How am I doing? Still only 53%. But having clamps this size are so much easier to drive through than some of the small, tiny clamps where, you know, if I can get the trailer up this ramp and over to that point back there, if I can get the trailer over to, say, here and dump, that will fill in this edge a little bit, maybe a little bit more helpful. So I'll keep trying to compact this as best I can to give us oh yeah, didn't I hear I think Oxy's latest patch on Court Farms is sort of the final patch, and that will be the version he uses as a basis for his console port. But then it's how long does it take Giants to test it and what have you. I mean, I like, as I've said, that I like the realism of Oxygen David's maps, but I mean, that said, I've bought a farmyard with 2 big fields on it, and I've said in the past, you know, Oxy's starting thing, you end up with small equipment. Why is that not working? Because I'm pushing the wrong button. Small equipment and a couple of really big fields, and it can be frustrating to get going. But yeah, once you're going on his maps, it's a really nice deal. I mean, I spent all of Farm Sim 19 on his Oakfield Farm series because it was the first, one of the first maps he released, and it was a do-over from the Farm Sim 17 version. But I'd never played it on Farm Sim 17. I got on Lawfolds, and that was kind of, hey, this is where I am, and I like this map, and we're just gonna play it. For all the time, so I didn't really move off of Lawfolds in 17. 19, I did play some farms while I had evening, weekday evening streams, but we were foster parents, and we adopted a child, and issues come up, and I have to spend more time with family. So it's turned out that for most of it, Saturday morning is a good time because teenage Osa sleeps and Mrs. Osa sleeps, and the young kids usually watch TV. So we'll occasionally get the young boy come in and say hi to everybody on the stream. Back when he was 2, less than 2, before he was 2, used to watch Daggerwin's YouTube videos, and Daggerwin usually includes a time lapse with music, and he'd love to sit on my knee and watch tractors with music in the background. So that was a fun thing. But he's grown up now, so he plays his own stuff and just comes to say hi occasionally. Yeah, I didn't get introduced to Chainsaw until Daggerwin did some co-ops with him, and then competition farms with him. So, only fairly recently I've become aware of him as a YouTuber. I wonder if I can get back in there. We shall see. We don't have an awful lot left to tip, so if I can get this over that first rise on the left side as we're looking at it, or not, whichever side it picks, I don't care. There we go. We're up there. Now, a little bit of a drop behind this